What's up, guys? Welcome back for another episode. We're episode 9, I believe so. Oh, the power just cut off. Great. It's another episode. Thank you for tuning in. I have a lovely guest, the Miss Tia Gold. She's here to visit with us. Yeah, you can say hi. It's recording. So let's continue with the conversation, even though we had a power outage.
That's cool.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do.
My name
all
is
that stuff.
Tia Gold. Look at that. My name is Tia Gold. I'm a singer, songwriter. I started doing music. Well, I've been songwriting since I was like 12, but I've been doing like my own music for like the last 3 or 4 years. Just put out my first project. Like I've put out singles and videos up until now, but I just put out my first EP, and it's called Cry Baby. It's a 6-song EP. So I'm really proud of that. But yes, that's it.
That's it.
I'm a mom.
Yeah, you are a mom.
I'm a mom. I think that's important to say too.
I'm new in parenthood.
Yeah, welcome.
Celebrating my first baby's birthday coming up in a few weeks.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
The first birthday is always stressful.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I always tell my wife I'm not gonna be that parent that goes extra
on the first birthday. That's good.
But it's like, after you make it through a year, a
you
little pat on your back is appropriate. So I understand. But now, that's good. That's good. I remember you were singing high school and everything, and did you know then that this is what you wanted to do, or how did this all unfold?
So I knew, like as a kid, that I wanted to entertain. Like as a kid, like that. But I went through these different phases. So at first I was like, okay, I want to be a dance choreographer. That was my first, thing. And then it became, I want to be a comedian because I think I'm really funny. And so naturally, like I just be like, I love, making people laugh, and I wanted to be a comedian. My grandma was like, well, baby, they don't make a lot of money. I was like 7. She's like, they don't make a lot of money. You might want to change, but they make a lot of money now.
They do make a lot of money.
Yeah,
with movies and stand-ups.
Yeah, but at the time, I guess she didn't see that, fit. So when she told me that, I was like, But then I found out that I could like write songs and sing a little bit to myself. So that one was like, and I love music. Yeah. So for me, I was like, like this one might be it. So once I started learning how to write songs when I was about 12, I was still really, really shy though. Yeah. So I kept a lot of that to myself. I would, put it on cassette tapes and just kind of, record it. You
still got them?
I wish, no. I know. I have the VHS just because eventually I started making videos of myself. But I wish I had the cassettes. I don't. So then by the time high school rolled around, I would still write songs to myself, But
nobody ever.
But people knew I could sing by that time though, because I was in choir and stuff. Yeah. And then I think it was our junior year. Are you going to say my junior year? And we did pop show, and I got to do Lauryn Hill, Killing Me Softly at the pop show, and that was my first time
just
being able to perform. Yeah, and so my family and stuff, they were like, Tia, you're good. I was like, So after that, I was like, okay, for sure. But
keep going.
Yeah. So after that, my plan was to definitely graduate high school and pursue music as a career. But then, of course, had my daughter, so I was like, I gotta figure something out.
So when did you have your daughter?
I got pregnant the second semester of my senior year in high school.
What?
Yeah, nobody knew. Nobody knew. So I started wearing loose t-shirts and stuff, and I didn't show a lot. So I was 6 months by the time I graduated.
Well, see,
but
nobody knew. See,
except my close friends. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. No, I didn't know.
Yeah, no.
So when I see you a few years ago, I seen your daughter, I was like, kid.
A lot of people, they were like, I didn't. Yeah. No.
Yeah, 7, 8 years ago, I was in a whole different world.
Yeah.
My mindset was very,
was it different?
I should have had a kid in high school. But, thank Jesus.
Yeah. No, he got me. He was like,
They're blessings, but
They are, but it's a definite. It's not easy at all.
No,
at all.
Sometimes the partnering. It's the partnership.
Yeah, that makes it
really
another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can make it
and then I was so young, and my my head was so focused on like as soon as I get out of school I'm going to do music, you know,
Yeah.
like that was like
Were
my
you
legit.
like, you had to, I'm moving to New York.
Yeah, no, literally it was like either New York or California. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna be a starving artist, but you know you can't starve when you're pregnant. Like that's I think that's illegal actually. Yeah, you have to feed the baby.
Starve, but the baby
can't starve. So it was like I couldn't do that. So immediately I was like really distraught for like a while. Yeah. So like my first like that second semester of high school for me was like. I'm like, ugh, you know, like, what am I supposed to
have a baby?
Yeah, and I mean, me and her dad are good, and we're good, you know, and had decided, okay, like, we're gonna do this, but it was still heavy because, like, you're a teenager, you're selfish, you really just think,
no,
but you're okay to be selfish. You're a teenager.
I had my first child at 25, and I was like pulling my hair out.
Yeah.
So I can imagine the 17-year-old me about to have a kid.
That's crazy. But once I decided I was gonna have her, I was like, okay, you gotta work, got some job. You know what I'm saying? I went into mommy mode like immediately. And so for a while I was like, okay, well I can't do music. I won't be able to do music. That's it. And then finally, like something clicked like a year or two later or something, and I was like, you know what? Like our parents sacrificed a lot, you know, like sacrifice. Just when you have a child, you're gonna sacrifice regardless. But I look at my parents. Yes, I look at my parents and like I know all the stuff that they wanted to do. Like my dad's super talented. Like he can draw. Like he's a visual artist. He can play the guitar. He can sing. Like stuff like that. And like there's so many. He was a boxer. He was like a semi-pro boxer when I was growing up, and then he stopped once all three of us came. Yeah, and so like I think about that, and now they're older. And they just, you know, they worked and then that was it. And I'm like, dang, like I don't want
that fulfillment.
I don't want that, you know, like I mean, sacrifice is a beautiful thing. That's one thing.
No, I understand the picture you're painting.
Yeah, but I definitely want to show my daughter that like life doesn't stop. You know, like whenever stuff gets thrown at you, like
responsibility.
Yeah, when responsibility comes, you just have to. You don't change like your goal. You change your game plan. Stuff gets harder. Yeah, you just adapt. You just kind of keep going. So I want to show her that regardless, which is one of the main reasons I like still pursue what I want. And even if I fail in the end, I want her to be like, my mom tried her hardest as far as her dreams. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a balancing act.
Yeah, and I want her to be that passionate about whatever it is that she wants to do, and not let like life and life circumstances kind of deter her from that. So that's the ultimate reason why you're still going. Well, I'm still going.
On top of
like me loving it and not wanting. Yeah. Okay, but on top of that, I just really want to be the example of like your current situation never determines your final destination. Yeah. That's one thing that I kind of like always push for her. So like that's what I want to be, that example.
Children want you.
Yes, and like she wants to be an acrobat, like and a gymnast, and she takes the monkey bars serious. And I think that's something when you see something in your child and they're really passionate about it. Like there's no reason to like not cultivate and just let them, you know, grow in that. So when I was a kid, being in a recording studio sounded like far fetched, you know. But now it's a regular.
It's possible.
Yeah.
See, and what I'm thinking now is that. It's like polar opposites, the mindsets of the generations.
Yeah. Now
most of our parents' generation was like, no, we don't cultivate dreams.
It was logical.
We cultivate being logical, and we cultivate being sustainable, sustaining yourself. But we know, and what we believe is that we believe in the impossible because we serve an impossible God.
Yes.
It's not to always bring it back to Bible, but
definitely.
That's the core belief. Yeah. He did the impossible.
Mm-hmm. And having faith that
if we believe that, we don't need to be the right on time mindset. Mm-hmm. Well, he's right on time, and that's the best in life. No, it should be more than that. And if it's in our talent and will and our purpose, then it will be.
Exactly. Yep.
So I respect that because it's kind of the same thing that I'm starting to understand. It's just that on this tip, it's more the drive and focus is, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and because I know this is what I'm doing, I'll be, abundant in it. Mm-hmm. I'll be able to go further than I could ever imagine. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I'm teaching my daughters to trust the will that God has for your life, and seek your purpose your life is you can do the impossible.
Yeah, no.
But I'm never the type to be like, oh, you like drawing? No, that's not realistic.
Yeah,
because it doesn't bring access. Because that's really all we're chasing is.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that, and another friend of mine told me that, and it made me look at money in a different light because money is all it does is bring access. It doesn't bring monetary happiness, and we hear it all the time. It doesn't really bring joy and peace. It just gives us access to more stuff.
Yeah.
If you have more, that's all it is. So I don't want to paint the pictures because I have daughters that they need to do anything to keep a certain level of access.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you find out what you're supposed to be doing,
then you're gonna
and watch, that stuff will come.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that, and I feel like that's the silent battle that our generation as parents are fighting from what we were raised and cultivated on. No, of course not. Yeah, you're supposed to live within your means. Yeah, you're supposed to be a good steward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're supposed to do all these things that we were taught. But at the same time, why not question? You know, why not think, hey, I can shoot for
like
the
push
stars.
for your I
can shoot for the
yeah.
stars. I don't have to sit and just be okay with chilling like everybody else.
Comfortable what's like what's practical and logical. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have to sit and say, oh well, I'll just do enough to get by.
Mm-hmm.
I should aspire to want more if this is what's rightfully mine.
If that's what he implanted in me, then why can't I? You know what I mean? Yeah, explore that and eventually find your purpose. And even if it's not what you thought it, chances are it's like so much greater.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna know until you start taking the steps towards that. And then he opens whatever doors that he chooses to put you through.
But once you know it's your purpose, you start to live a different life because it's like I'm taking the steps I'm supposed to be taking, there's no sense of regret. Mm-hmm. And then my scope and focus is different. It's not for the monetary reasons.
Yeah.
It's
so I'm not all over the place just trying to find
Yeah, but I mean, of course, you gotta work and take care of your family and
stuff. But
I always thought that was crazy. Like, and then when I think about it, before my mom passed, she was so keen on, if you seek God first, He'll tell you what you're supposed to do. You'll never be in the position where you have regrets. Mm-hmm. You'll never sit back and say, oh, well, I could have did this, but I never did it.
Yeah.
No, you'd be like, oh, well, I knew I was supposed to do this,
so I'm not missing.
Even though I had kids and I started a family, I knew this is the way I was supposed to go.
And to backtrack, like even with the job thing, like how you said, we still have to have that. I mean, because you do until you get to, you know what I'm saying, as far as what you want. But what I've learned is, because what I wanted to do or what I did was, I've always had a thing for teen moms just because it's simple fact that was my situation, you know, and I feel like once you become like a teen parent, people are like, oh, well, that one failed, let's focus on the ones that, you know. Excellent. So I went back to Decaney, and they have a teen mom class that I went to like twice a month when I was in school, that senior year. And so I went to Decaney and I went to talk to the teen moms about following your dreams, not letting your situation, that whole thing. And like kind of, you know, following your passion. So, but anyway, before I did that, I looked over a bunch of different like videos about following your passions, following your dreams, and it was so like conflicting because some people were like, that's just, you know, hoopla, like don't chase that, passion is a feeling, it fades, which is true. And then they were like, get a job, then you have some that were like, go for it. That were like, go for it, fearlessly, aim for what you want, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, I found this happy medium of, it's okay to pursue your dreams. You will have to have an income and a job, but you even find purpose within that job. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that that's still somewhat like. So my day job, I'm a leasing agent. Yeah. And one thing that I've kind of found is my thing with like, you know, God and how I impart people's lives is I'm sort of a light. Per se, you know what I'm saying? Like my personality is more so of a light, and and a kind of a positive, you know, like
you can help.
Just
be
kind
the example with other.
And just kind of like make
in the
people's
area you're at now.
Day and just stuff like that, you know. So like having to talk to people as a listening agent, right, on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? You're
dealing with combative people. Everybody's on edge.
Right, but you're building relationships and you don't know what kind of impression you're leaving on this person. So like you're still that light. You're still feeling your purpose. So even if I'm not like singing and entertaining at this point, I'm conversing and
But that's,
genuinely asking people how they doing.
And that's when it starts to unfold what purpose really is. Because I feel like the center core of purpose, or the confirmation key code for purpose, is the ability to serve others and present the light to them and bring them to the light. And we know the light is Jesus Christ. And, you know, like I said, it's not Bible talk, but that's what purpose is. It's to bring that sense of fulfillment and light to people. So if you're able to do that in whatever realm or set, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And I feel like with the happy medium, of course, I look at it within reason. I can have so much aspiration to chase what I'm doing. But at the same time, one, it has to, of course, provide finances. But what I ultimately focus on is what you said. If I'm bringing some sense of light to somebody else through my 9 to 5, then that's a shade of purpose.
Yes,
that's
definitely.
That form of me being in my purpose. Like this, I cut hair, and when I first started, I was like, Mom, no, because like you, my aspiration was to be Michael Jackson's drummer, but he died when we were in high school, so I had to change my dream. And I still was chasing to be the best percussionist and musician I could ever be, but that was just a talent. And when I took hold barbering, I finally said, all right, you know, after wasting months, almost like 2 years of hating what I'm doing because I was fixated on everything else. When I started to say, okay, this is my purpose and this is what you will for me to do, that's when another door opened and said, okay, now I can move you to this point and position where now you're continuing to instill, you know, truths in other people in another platform. And if you continue this way, it's going to keep opening doors. And you'll be able to be that arrow in the warrior's hand that goes further than you could ever imagine. So I'm kind of on the same page. Well, I am on the same page with that, because I'm never going to be the parent or the person to tell other people, hey, you cannot chase your dreams and do what you aspire, what's been created in you to be. Chase that. But, you know, within reason. And then what you'll realize is that you get to a point in your life where you're able to do 10, 20 different things all at once. And you be like, man, I never thought I'd get to this position. Because it's possible. So, I feel that, and I respect that. But I guess we can go ahead and jump right into today's topic, which is adversity. I try not to randomly select topics, but I feel like you're a person who has faced adversity.
Just gave a whole background.
I mean, and not in the sense of like somebody being biased or like bigotry or anything like that, but I felt like you've had to face some challenging situations in your life, and it's now helped birth the person that you are today. So I wanted to talk about that. So give us your definition of adversity, and what do you think it means to you?
Adversity. Just
like
what? Okay.
You can give the Webster's definition.
I mean, well, matter. So like it's just, you know, to me, adversity is, you know, like tough situations or happenings that happen. Challenging situations that can occur throughout your life, and that's, you know, it's adversity.
Okay.
Challenging, unexpected, and
That's what you think it is? To me,
what is the Webster Dictionary? Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I have to look it up. Webster's definition of adversity. You can pull it up on your phone. Adversity. It says difficulties, misfortune.
Look at that.
I think that's
right there.
textbook.
Yeah, that's pretty much,
And that's pretty much what you said. And so we can just go ahead and textbook say your first challenge or first difficult situation was choosing to sing when everybody told you not to be a singer, or was
nobody ever told me not to be.
No one ever told you not to be. They told you not to be the
Thankfully,
filmmaker and the comedian.
They told me not to be the comedian. Is
Okay.
what they told me not to be. My grandma told me that. No, they never told me not to be. I told myself that I
Why?
which is crazy.
Why?
It's just really crazy. Because sometimes I'll sit down and I'll think, even when there are times where I'm like, I'm not going to do music anymore. Like, my friends and family have been so supportive, like, from the jump. Like, I've ran into, like, a singer guy. My sister's with me. Normally, my sister goes with me to different stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was like, was they the ones picking on you, telling you, you know, like, not to, da-da-da. And my sister was like, no. And he was like, nobody ever. I was like, no.
Why do you
nobody
think
has
that, though?
ever looked at me and be like, you know, you shouldn't do music.
That.
Yeah, like, no, thankfully. I mean, because I feel like that'll probably make me feel some kind of way.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, no, I was never.
Why do you, why were you down?
Because to me, looking at life and looking at my circumstances, being a young mom, and like I said, when you're a parent, you have to sacrifice. That's all, like, and mentally,
Yeah, because that was subconsciously what we were taught.
Yeah, like, that's what you seen. That was what was rooted. It was like, it just made sense, you know. And then going to school is like, okay, you graduate, you go to college, you do something, you know what I'm saying, logical, and just like something that you can just see and like, okay, this makes sense, and I'm gonna do this, whatever, you know. So to me, once I became a parent, it didn't make sense. It didn't sound like.
But it's okay to be
possible.
radical.
Exactly.
Like I see it. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I see it between me and my wife. My wife is very structured and logical, which is nothing wrong. But I'm the polar opposite. I'm radical. Like,
let's go.
I literally be like, all right, this money gonna have to show up.
Because here we go.
I don't know.
Let's do it.
And I believe that so much to the T. If
well,
God forbid,
I'm more so like your wife. So
logical.
I
think that's
instilled in
like, people.
Yeah, like it is so weird.
But that sense of structure is important.
And I'm a dreamer and I want it, whatever. But like the structure in me is like.
But he wouldn't give us the innate ability to chase the things that are inside of us.
If you didn't want us,
I'm not saying like you're inspired to be Jay-Z, but that's not your gift or talent.
Right.
That's illogical and that's just retarded. It's not in a, you know what I mean? It's just like you crazy. You just you're trying to conjure up something that's not you. And I've said that before. You're out of pocket when you conjure up things that God has not put for you.
Yeah.
I am believing and investing in things that has been birthed in me. And because of that, I'm super radical about it.
Oh, okay. So I got it. It's like a
but now I feel you. But still at the same time,
so
it's like, okay, you got to go this way first before you can get over there. Timed out. Yeah, but I mean, okay, and like you're saying, it's
But yeah, it was definitely me when it came to music. As far as that was me getting over myself.
But why would you always stop yourself? If you know,
because it originally it did. Like I said, once I got into that situation, the only thing for me became like almost like survival mode. It was like I have to provide. I have to, you know what I'm saying? Like I have to feel this. Yeah, nothing else is important. It's like the rest of it, and then once it like I kind of chilled out and but it was me. Nobody else. Literally nobody else. Thankfully, it's like that's something that I have to deal with. But yeah, so now it's been, I guess, what other than adversity, that being a pregnant teenager though, that's a big
that was
one.
The biggest
thing. That was the first big thing.
Talk us through that.
So
you but your family was supportive though, right?
Weirdly
enough.
My mom's they were. They really were. My mom's a minister. And so, you know,
see, that was my biggest fear because my mom was a minister too.
So it's like the way she reacted was like, okay, this had to be God. The way she reacted was so calm and so supportive. Like, it was like, okay, we often at the same time, really. Like, I whenever I took the pregnancy test, like, it was on my restroom counter. She came in and seen me crying. I was like, what's wrong? It was like me, her, and my daughter's dad. And she was like, oh, she looked at the test. She was like, are you hungry? And like that, I was like,
kept going.
Yeah, it just, because my parents knew how much I want, her and my dad both knew how much I wanted to, like, you know,
graduate,
live and just, you know, go. California. That they felt like if they would have been aggressive towards me or been upset with me, that I would have
aborted the baby.
Because I'm not necessarily against it. I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I really am pro-choice. To be honest,
it's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough pickle because everybody's situation is different.
It's different.
And that's what I'm starting to understand as a parent.
Yeah, you can't.
But at the same time, it is like, you know, it is like for the situations that, you know, incest, like
or whatever,
incest
that
conception against will. You know, that you bring that baby into that chaos.
And then people are always like, well, you could just
keep that mother
get
in that
for
chaos.
adoption. But sometimes kids get adopted and they're still mistreated and have horrible lives.
It's a lot. It's a lot to weigh in, and I'm at the point where it's like I'm at an understanding point, but I'm never like, oh, that's wrong, or oh, it's right. Cause
that's what I'm saying. I'm just like you and your situation.
It's scary.
You can't tell.
It's a scary thing, and it's a big decision.
And you have to be careful. If this person that's bringing this, you can't force the person to bring that baby into life if they absolutely feel like they're not.
It's scary.
You know,
it's scary.
But I think that's why my parents were so calm about it. I think that's really what it was. And they were like, okay, we just and his family was supportive, and he was, you know, like we were. She came into like a very happy village, you know, which is
important.
Great, like her family foundation, as far as like that, she good. Like his sisters, my sisters, him, me, my mom.
And that's always important when you bring a child into the picture, because people don't understand the seeds that are planted and what will eventually manifest. Yeah. On top of the genetic traits that they already pick up. Because if I'm out and belligerent and my wife is wild and belligerent,
then she already
it's a
be
50-50 chance times another 50-50 chance that the baby will have the same thing. And bring it into like a chaotic village. That's when you gotta be selfless and do what's better for the blessing, because children are blessings from God. But keep going.
But what were we talking about?
I guess you were walking us through. All that. And
but so that was like the first. That was the first thing. But it wasn't. Again, it really wasn't because of my family. It wasn't because of anybody around me. It was I personally felt like I let myself down. And I felt like I limited my. I feel like I let myself down, and I feel like I limited my. And this is again before my understanding of like what is still possible and capable, like clicked in. This was just like teenage Tia, distraught and just like, oh my God, like I'm a statistic now. You know what I'm saying? Like you just start thinking about
straight negative.
You straight there. That you literally like a lot, and that's why I had to go talk to those girls, because in your head, like you've already put yourself on pause and limited yourself to what you can possibly do, because like that's what society, that's what you see most of the time, you know, like I limited myself at that point. I was sad about it. You had all these plans, and then at the time you just feel like none of that is possible. None of that is possible. Like, so that was what that was. That was my first. That was it. that was the biggest one. I mean, younger, really, it was, you know, my parents being divorced and that kind of stuff, and growing up in a single parent household, and you know, so that's like, it's somewhat, when I grow up, I'm like, okay, that's a tough situation to kind of grow up in, and that's adversity also. But that was something that was out of my control, and you know, and then it affects you when you're older as far as how you deal with people.
It's the stepping stone, and I feel like, especially now, because I'm married and I'm starting to have my own family, I'm learning that what me and my wife set in motion is gonna be, it's wavelengths. It's gonna reach my grandchildren's children.
No, it really is.
So I'm really keen on like, hey, I can't be a belligerent drunk.
Yeah, no.
Even though life is stressful. I gotta go sit my butt in the corner and pray and drink some coffee.
Chill out.
And pray these things out. Because she's not watching it now at 10 months. But at 11 years old.
5 and 11,
that stuff is gonna really tell the test.
And when she's older. You know what I'm saying? Like me as an adult woman, so like my parents, My parents separated. It was
how you interact.
It was like domestic abuse with my parents.
So
you know what I'm saying? So that kind of thing,
Yeah.
and like when you grow up, you're like, I don't. And it's so weird because then I have friends that are like, no, I've never thought about that when I got in a relationship. My whole mental was like, well, I hope he didn't hit me.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's ever tried to hit me, but like that's like something that's ingrained. Yeah, you're like, nah, like
get
you
it popping.
Exactly. It's like I can't because what if you think that you're bold enough to? And they were like, what?
Yeah, I heard of the elements. You know, like from my parents because they were divorced as well. My mom was a minister before she went on to glory, and so I mean, yeah, of course, I started realizing and finding out as I was an adult, and now that I look back, it's like because of those incidents and those scenarios,
carried it with you and didn't even know.
Yeah, it carried with me in the sense that I know I have the potential to go there, and then at the same time because I know. I'll never, like, if a situation arises, I'm going, my wife will tell you now, like, when stuff get heated, I stop talking and I displace myself. But not even in a relationship sense. That's just social.
Yeah, just
when heat arises, I'll be like, man, I'm not in it. Because I've seen the effects of that and I've just programmed in my mind I'm never going to get to that point. So yeah, I feel you on that. We're wrapping up on our first half. We're going to go ahead and pause right here, guys, but keep listening because I feel like this conversation is about to get really, really exciting. All right, peace. Alright guys, we're back for part 2. Sorry we had some technical difficulties. We were diving into what you decided was more important, and that kind of kept you from not being overwhelmed.
Yes, from balancing music and mom.
The pressures of being challenged, because that's basically what adversity is. I never seen like it's misfortune, what Webster would say.
Yeah, no, because I feel like you learn from it.
That's a
I don't
broad
want to
category. There's nothing misfortunate about when you're faced with challenges.
No, I feel like you grow from them.
But if you put it in the right perspective, you can pick the growing points and that'll propel you. So that's leading me to my first question. What in your way would you think? I'm trying to get my leg over. Sorry. Struggling over here. What do you think causes people to, when they hit that brick wall in life or in any situation, what makes them stop? What do you think is that factor in your eyes? So when they're faced, like for you said you're pregnant at 17, you're about to have a baby. Yeah. So it was challenging.
I think.
What do you think?
Like I said earlier, and it wasn't until I went through something like drastic myself. Even though, I'm not gonna say like other people don't egg that on, but really, it's really ourselves.
Yeah.
It really is yourself.
It's you.
It's you. It's you that decides. Like,
what do you mean?
Like you run into. Okay, you hit the brick wall, right?
Yeah.
And you said what makes them stop, right?
Yeah. What makes them stop?
It's you. You've already decided in your head that you're going to let the negative outweigh whatever is positive.
But that's naturally just instilled in everybody to negatively, But
see how some people can grasp that and be like, okay, that happened. And I'm just going to compartmentalize what happened. And I'm going to, some people can be like, like we said, we can pick out, I can use this to grow somehow, and then apply it going forward. And okay, well, some people can get knocked down and just keep going, And then there's some people who just hit a brick wall and literally stop.
But how do you become the person that say, you know what, this has knocked me down, and I'm gonna keep going? Because for me, when I first started cutting hair, I was the worst barber in the world.
Oh no!
I wouldn't even refer me, and I was doing it. That's how terrible I was. But I was doing it because at the time, my mother was my spiritual guider, because she was more concerned on going the right way, no matter what it was, instead of saying, okay, this is what you want to do that. No, this is what God has created to do that, and that will bless you. And so she was like, hey, cut hair, this is going to work for you. And I'm like, Mama, well, I know. But I kept doing it because she kept encouraging me. But as I was facing all the challenges, I wasn't getting return clients, I wasn't making enough money. I was around people that were vastly better than me, made it look easy. I aspired to do that, but it wasn't clicking. I think for me it was, you know, the help of my village, because it was my mom, my brother, my sister, like people in my corner encouraging me. My grandfather saying, you know, you the best boy I ever cut my hair. I'm like, Papa, you just saying that because you're my papa and you supposed to say that. But I think it was the little seeds that they kept planting that eventually I said, you know what? I think I can do this, and I'm going to try to do this, and I'm going to push through all that negative.
But see, do you hear that though? That was
feedback.
That was you.
But I was that person. I was that person. I was
though.
like, man, if this, I'm never doing this again. It's the worst idea ever. So, that was the conversation, like every day, every week.
But do you hear what I'm saying? That's ourselves. That was you.
Yeah,
even your mom's telling you, hey, this is the workout. Even your papa give you, you know what I'm saying? Everybody around you still trying to, but like in your head, you had already kind of decided no. Yeah. So for a little while, it didn't even matter what they told you. Yeah, I had to do a self-check, really. And I think until you do that, you get to that crossroad in the scenario situation of your life, you got to really say, man, am I going to really put up or shut up, or am I just going to just shut up? Just what am I about to do? Yeah, no, really, seriously. And it's and something, and that's when you kind of like you can pat yourself on the back once you look back and be like, oh, yeah, I kept going, you know. And then before you know it, like this, like many accomplishments, and sometimes like I get so caught up in like you said, like my bigger picture. Yeah. And that I miss like the little stuff that I have done, and like the little achievements and how it looked when I first started versus how what I've gotten done. It looked like a mountain. And and you'd be like molehill. Yeah, and sometimes like it's focusing on the bigger picture. I miss that. So like. Yeah. You know you kind of have to stop and be like a little while back I was terrified. Yeah, I was done here. Frightened, shaking in my boots, type of scared because I was like this can't be possible. And slowly but surely, due to seasons, we learned that it is very possible. Yeah. So like what are you thinking? Like I have an older sister that sings, and she has a gigantic voice, like a really big, beautiful voice. Yeah. And so growing up, the reason I was so shy is because I didn't sound like my older sister. Yeah, I had a giant that was in my circle. He was like amazing. Yeah. And I'm like, I can never be to where they are. Exactly. So I was like, I don't sing like that. So I'm obviously not a good singer. So I'll keep this to myself. So that was why I'd never told anybody for so long when I was younger. So I didn't tell my sisters, my mom, nobody for a while because I didn't sound like her. So to me it was like, oh no, I'm not good enough. But then when I started writing songs, it's like, okay, I'll write songs that I can sing the way that I want them to be sung, and you know, whatever. So even when I started singing my own music professionally, I would find myself, like my sister's always with my sister, I would find myself, little Tia will end up in these rounds with the girls with the big voices, and immediately little Tia's like, like, you know, I become the Tia I was under my big sister. It's like, no, I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not, you know what I mean? So the same thing, but that was me. Yeah. Defeating myself. Instead of saying, oh, okay, well, that's room where I can grow, to, you know, looking at them and being like, oh. And it's crazy because we have the capability to do both. Exactly what you, yeah. But like for me, it took the help of others. And for me to finally say, man, I've been slouching and groping. I think that's I've just been a drag, basically, about this whole thing, and I've wasted so much time, and it's not brought me happiness. But everybody keeps telling me to do this. And finally, I was at that crossroad moment and said, hey, I got to do this. But what were the things that you did? Like, what was the turning point for you? For me?
Because for me, when I finally said, okay, I got to do this, then I started to cultivate, well, that's him and that's where he's supposed to be. So I don't need to look at that. But I will cheat this little thing and I'm going to be excited about achieving this thing. And then it started to grow and manifest.
When was that for me?
Yeah.
I don't know. When was it? I'm not really...
Because that was my turning point. And so, like, it's like now, especially when there was a sense of expansion, I don't want to say breakaway, because breakaway always, talks about a negative tense. I just seen that was their lot and path they were supposed to take.
Exactly.
Because I still kind of hit some, like, self-resistance. Because I was like, dang, man, I'm supposed to be taking that path, chasing the dream team. And all along, my path is supposed to go this way.
Yeah.
And, I had to say, well, no, you've been here before. You faced this kind of challenge. Now you got to really put on your blinders and keep the goal
the focus.
inside.
Yeah, it's really about having tunnel vision. For me, I'm not. I can't really recall when I hit the point of like, that's them and this is maybe probably like about 2 years ago. And I kind of had to start looking at my strengths versus my weaknesses. It's like, okay, my voice don't sound like this. My voice sounds like this. Yeah. But I can write the crap out of the song.
Oh, song?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it. Yeah, it's like, you.
But you would love to perform all the songs you've written.
Of course. No, I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. I'm a performer.
You're okay if somebody with, like, more charisma comes and sings?
I wouldn't mind right now. I don't mind being a songwriter. I wouldn't mind being just a songwriter. That's cool, and that's like low key money, honestly.
Songwriters get
they get paid. But my whole thing, like, I don't mind giving a song or writing for people. No, I don't mind. But I'd still probably do my own music.
Your own
stuff. Yeah,
just
probably
for your own personal fulfillment.
Yeah, well, because that's just that was something that I wanted to do. So if I did it and I figured out, oh, maybe not. Like I said, like you reached a point, you were like, oh, okay. Yeah. So maybe this was or wasn't my lane. But my thing is, what I'm saying was my turning point with that was like the constant, like you said, the constant comparison or chasing this or whatever the case may be. I think I had to be like, I don't know what it was. I even wrote a song. It was like, "What Your Soul Like." It was so weird. Yeah. But probably like 24. I don't think it was an actual situation. I think it was like I finally sat down and, like I said, I looked at the stuff that I had gotten, that I had done, and had accomplished, and it was like, you're doing fine.
Way better than you expected.
Yeah, and it was like, so why are you tripping? It was like, you're longing after something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you just end up. Once you sit down and you really look at it, you're like, okay, I'm doing fine. I've seen where he's brought me from, and I could keep going at this pace and really focusing on who he wants me to be and what I'm supposed to be doing and whatever. And it was like you said, it really is like this light opens up. Because you're like,
it takes off the edge.
It does. You're like,
it's like, really, bro, like, who cares?
It could have been this easy.
Who cares if you do that or not? That does not shape who you're supposed to be right now. Yeah. And is that helping somebody else? That's why, especially now at this point, I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, that's something you aspire, but does it line up with what you're doing?
What you're supposed to be doing.
And how I check it is, has it fulfilled or planted a seed in somebody else?
Yeah.
Has it planted a seed? And if it's all right, then you good. And if it's no, okay, step back. Start. What are you supposed to be doing to plant seeds? Because that's my confirmation code that keeps me from getting too radical, where I paint the picture of where I want to be and I chase that at any expense and any cost. And I feel like
then you miss.
That's another side effect of adversity that like makes you go left. Where like you're responding, but you're responding in a sense where it's not bringing things it's supposed to bring. It's just making you more crazy. And you get to the point where it's like, I see it all the time with artists and aspiring content creators. We could say that because that's a big umbrella. Where it's like, you're cultivating, or you're putting so much time in cultivating a garden that's not your area of expertise.
To be grown in.
So it's like I'm looking at image, and I'm looking at hearing somebody's remake of how they made it. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, people don't always tell the whole truth.
Right.
They talk about the turning points, or they talk about the moments, the important moments. Mm-hmm. They don't talk about the intricate things.
Yeah, that wouldn't be.
That really, if it wasn't for these small incidents, it wouldn't brought this. They brought that to make me talk about the two big things and not the small things. I said a bunch of people that's like, I'm going to create this whole essence and aura, and that's what kind of birthed this whole topic and conversation, because we see it all the time, especially on Instagram. People create this whole essence and aura that this is really them.
But it's
an underlying, it's a cover, it's a front.
That has to be exhausting.
Like Iron Man 2, I don't know if you watch superhero movies or anything.
Iron Man. I think I've seen them.
Remember Iron Man 2? He was chasing this one guy that was supposed to be this terrorist, the face, this image. When the whole time it was something else that was right in front of him. And this is what people do. They project these images of what's really not them.
It makes it so much harder. Like it makes it harder to sit. Number one, it makes it harder to pay attention to your own accomplishments. It makes it harder to figure out what it is and what your purpose and your role and your line is supposed to be. It just makes it harder to not compare it. And it makes you harder on yourself, and it gives you this false image of what an accomplishment or what your, you know what I'm saying? It's
sometimes
supposed to look
the adversity can be you and not the situation.
Exactly. So what I've been saying all talking to you.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
you're absolutely
really,
right.
Especially with social media, that's so bad. I feel like everybody has, like, you have to really be able to hone it on yourself and be like, no, that's them, that's not me, because that comparison will really get you. I see memes about it all the time, but no comparison.
But it's the truth. Oh my gosh, that'll stunt your growth.
It will.
We try to use like our natural environment. Like animals don't compare themselves to trees, and plants don't compare themselves. They don't have the intellect too.
Right.
They're just like, hey, I'm supposed to be right here.
This is what I'm supposed to be doing. You get how you live.
So we try to imaginative, try to create an imagination to make ourselves okay, but it's just really us. We're causing, like last night, for example, I said, all right, I'm going to do 4 sets, 8 sets, 25 push-ups, 25 squats, and 25 ab crunches, because I'm really trying to check my health. In my head, I was like, I can do it. It ain't nothing. But I've kind of just gotten back into the exercise routine.
Yeah, so you don't want to hurt yourself.
Of a few weeks.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. So I started, get 1 set done. I'm like, all right, cool. I can do another. I can muscle out 7 other sets. Get to set 2, halfway through, I'm like, okay, let me self-check. Let's be reasonable. And that's something I've adapted from my wife, because I'm just like, I'm improv too.
Like you said,
I'm improv too. I get up and go. Don't think I'll jump out of the plane, no parachute, and be like, oh, I'm going to stick it. I'll figure it as I go down. And that's good to a certain extent. Okay,
it's good to be that kind of, that have that fire.
Yeah, that fire.
But put it behind your logic, you know, and
balance yourself out, because you don't want to. Because then that goes back to the Bible verse. What sense does it make when Jesus was given the parable of the guy that built the house? What sense does it make to jump out there and don't have some type of formulated plan?
Just running.
Don't get to the point, and I look at it in 2 ways. Don't get to the point where you don't include him, but don't get to the point where it's like, you don't think, okay, well, if I do this, well, you think down the line, kind of like chess. You want to have a contingency, but you don't have so many contingencies that you don't even take the first step, because our life is based on having faith. But at the same time, I'm taking the step and something's got to happen, but I'm not going to scare myself from not taking the step. Yeah. It's like I look at it in 2 ways. Like, I'm radical but logical at the same time. But it's where it balances itself. Like, okay, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to consult him.
Right.
And if I consult him, then
I'll be in the
he lays it out. And if he doesn't say, okay, this will happen, that'll happen, but he says, okay, take this step and then take another step, I'm radical enough to say, all right, I'm going to take the step and take the step, because obviously he has a better plan than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to find a balance. And you said that when you said you were looking at motivational speeches and all that stuff, you kind of had to find your happy medium.
Yeah, because everybody has their own.
Yeah, like they have their own sauce, but they don't. It's artificial in a sense.
Mm-hmm. They just going for what they think they know, and then they shouting it out over a crowd of people, and like, well, I hope this makes sense to you too, because this is what.
Yeah, it's universal, but then it's not universal. Like I used to, when I was in college, I used to listen to. When I say it's universal, but it's not universal, I mean like you operate in seasons in your life, and so. Where you're trying to make your lifelong season, sometimes it's not that. And I had to learn that. Because in college, when I was at Tyler, junior college, my season was instilling a fire to never stop working. And my biggest source outside of reading scarcely the Bible, which I'm learning is not a good thing, but of course we all do. I scarcely read. Okay, God, this is what this is what I'm hold to, and this is my truth. But Eric, the hip hop preacher, he has the two-part dialogue where it's like, how bad do you want it? You should crave success as much as you want to breathe. And he gave the analogy of the student who went to the guru. They went to the ocean. The guru basically suffocated him and was teaching him as much as he was fighting for air. That's the saying. And it's inspirational.
Yeah, it is.
But that was for me. That was for that season. I needed to create that fire that. I need to instill a work habit as if I'm fighting for oxygen. Now,
I don't have to fight the same way.
No, because my situation is different. My scenario is different. I can't structure my day without the inclusion of my family and what they need. I can't just say, I'm going to get up, go to the gym at 3. When I get back, I'm going to answer emails. I'm going to formulate podcast stuff. I'm going to set up my work schedule week for my haircuts. And then I'm going to focus on schoolwork. And then once I do schoolwork, then I'm going to focus on... I got to say, okay, if it's my will to get up and work today, work out today, please, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then, okay, what's next? What does my daughter need? Because I got to spend time with them. I have to learn how to happily make everything coincide in one. And I'm learning that it's possible to still go above and beyond, do things I could ever aspire to do, and still have that same balance. But when I consult the right counselor,
instead of just trying to do it
myself, it makes it way much easier on my mental state, because I'm not a psychotic person and I'm not
trying to run in I say running in circles often, but
that's
you really
what it is. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I don't become that person. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I don't become that person that's birthing something that's not in me. Because I know a lot of guys I went to school with that are rappers now, but it's like I seen this meme, it's like, and it made me laugh, but I seen it a few years ago. I'm doing more talking than you.
No, you're fine.
I just got excited because I realized, I realized what you were saying, like, the adversity is me.
Yeah.
It's not the scenario.
It's not the scenario. Even though it's not saying like situations aren't hard, they're definitely hard, but how you choose to react to said situation. It's you.
They'd be like, I can't get over it.
Yeah, oh my God, this wall is so big. And then you step back, you be like, they climbed over the same wall.
Mortar, like, oh man, this wall's so big.
Keep going. You really are. Yeah, and it's funny because even I don't think I realized it until I said it out loud today. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But now I can leave out here like, my problems are myself. No, but really.
In a sense, and then I can self-check. I don't have to be like,
and analyze and talk to God and figure out how can I, like this is hard, God, but I understand that this is just something that I have to endure and figure out to be able to go to my next
step.
So
that's good.
It's adversity.
You're right. I seen a meme when I was like trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, and it said, if I think I have it bad off, at least I'm not that hometown rapper from high school.
Still,
and I was like, that's understandable because I mean, I'm no shots against anybody, but it's true.
No,
it's a lot
but
of guys that
and
are
I feel like, and that drives me crazy. So this is off the topic.
No, you keep
but it's a form of adversity in doing music. When I was younger and I was a kid and I wanted to be a singer, I used to watch all the stories and the documentaries and whatever, and you were like, they're like, yeah, I cut a demo, so and so, and we sent it out to da. So social media is it now? You know what I'm saying? So it's not the same thing. Music isn't looking like they're looking for you to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
They're looking, how much can you go on your own? Like, they don't cut demos and sending them to record labels. It's cutting a full project and marketing yourself and doing this yourself.
The independent artist.
Yeah, but with that being said, it's so crowded and it's just oversaturated with everybody who's like, who may think that music is a quick buck.
But you're not musically inclined.
Yeah, or that think it's like, I can get into music real quick and come up. You don't. You put so much more into music than before you get anything back.
And that's the baffling thing. I'd be like looking at guys on SoundCloud and I'd be like, my G, like, this isn't gonna work out. Like, I feel not even in like, don't chase what you're aspiring to do. But
I feel like you're just pulling
it's
in.
not your purpose. And you still dropped another solo, dropped another project, and it's like.
So I remember I was listening to another podcast, and the person was like, if you look back, and I think they use SoundCloud rappers as an example. They're like, if you look back, and no shade to SoundCloud rappers,
but it's so much like
it really is a
false
lot.
identities out there, and that's what.
But they were saying, if you look back over some years and you still you don't have that small accomplishment or that growth to see, like if you haven't seen that after I forgot the year amount they said, they were like, then you should probably make the mental decision of
venturing into something.
Look,
purposeful.
this is so I don't know, man, but I'm not one, like I said, since I do, I am on the whole.
Yeah, you're good. Keep going. Yeah.
I definitely, I don't want to tell somebody else what they can't.
Yeah. Nah, that's understandable. My biggest thing is just that I don't try to tell guys, but in the back of my head, I'm always thinking my God, I don't think that's what you're supposed to be doing. Is this helping somebody else? Is this really making you feel fulfilled, or is it just something you
feel like that you feel in your mind that you
What's the real reasoning behind it? But
and how long has this been? You know what I'm saying? There are people. Because I'm not gonna say like me, but like me that you were literally as young as I can remember. It was just entertaining. That's why I said I don't care if it comes down to its songwriting. That's cool, but since it's what I felt. You know what I'm saying? Since I was a child. Whether it's acting or songwriting or performing or whatever the case may be, it's all been in that realm, and it's like a no. It's like
it's a no.
It's a no of what I'm supposed to be. It's not like maybe I could do that because I think I'm good at it. I feel like sometimes.
Not keep going.
Oh no, I'm saying, but I feel like there's a difference where you have some of these people that are like, okay, I could do that.
Yeah, for real.
My homeboy got some tracks. I can just go hop on
there and be a producer, but it's like you have no attribute of musicality that's birthed. Because people who are born musicians know it's like, I hear this in my head. Mm-hmm. You can learn it. Mm-hmm. Anything's learned, but it's a vast separation for something that was, innately gifted to me, and then something that was granted as a talent. Because when it's granted, it's still some sense of creativity, it's some sense of imagination that you cultivate, and that you can explain, but you can't explain.
Yeah.
I try to explain to guys, I can see a real drummer from a different drummer. Oh, shut off. If you need to come back on, you can, but nah. Like, I can look at a drummer, like, you can look at a singer who was gifted to be a singer and somebody who kind of learned to sing, because it's a niche, it's a certain aspect that signifies that. And it's not saying nobody should learn to sing or anything, but people, because they have the ability to learn stuff, confuse that with, this is my purpose and gift.
Yeah. And
I feel like the new niche or the new thing, like SoundCloud rappers, is the photographer. Everybody's a photographer.
Oh my God.
And it's a big saturation. It's like, oh man, taking photos, go check me out, I'm doing my thing. And I be like, just say you enjoy taking photos. Like me, I enjoy taking photos. I'm documenting memories. I never aspire to be a photographer.
Me too. It's my own little thing for my,
I can't even say that's something I want to do down the line. It's just something I enjoy.
That I enjoy doing. So like I'll do like for families and friends, like I have like my goddaughter took a little 9-month photos. You know, like little stuff like that. But I'm not about to like run off just because this is something that not saying, okay, so when people have multiple gifts or
but
time.
it works.
I'm not saying that you can't.
That's the confirmation.
You really can, but that don't mean just like run off. You know, this is the thing, and I talked about this with a friend. Like planting so many seeds, you're gonna eventually not water one. You know, like take your time and
but you'll see the fruition if it's what you've been purposed to do, and that's the whole. And growing
that one, and before you decide, you're just gonna hop to
another
next thing.
Because you don't want to just be throwing stuff out there. And see, like I said, that's why I say it's a confirmation key, because it'll be some sense of servitude to someone else. You're serving somebody else in another capacity. Like, of course, when I started taking photos, I joked about it, and of course, certain people were like, hey, you should think about doing this because you take good photos. I tried it, and it didn't click instantly, so I said, okay, that's not something I need to venture into right now. That's not my season. And so I'm not going to grip my focus to make it my season. I'm learning to be seasonal and operate in that. Now, that if that's something given to me as I progress, then I completely understand that the plan and the provision and how it works will come. It'll come in one, but I got to the point now I'm not going to be like, oh, this is me. I'm going to make it happen. And I feel like that's a pitfall of most guys who jump into being a rapper, or most people who jump into things that they shouldn't even jump into. Like, fall back, focus on the confirmation code, if you get it, and then just keep building on that and watch other stuff come. Because you can be a person that be effective and effortless in 20 different things. But if is it serving others? Is it planting seeds that other people, that's sparking a light bulb moment in their life? And if it's not, step back and reassess. Figure out and that's the whole purpose of this. It's just to kind of talk about all the things that come when you start stepping into your purpose and what it births. Because you can be, like I said, you can be a person of a bunch of talents. I think it's dead on me. It was like that. Start recording. But I guess talk about what's the definition of a good day for you. You talked about why it's important to be yourself. And then I guess you can give your shout outs and stuff, because we can wrap this podcast
Talk about what's a good example.
What are the 3 things that you do that signifies a good day for you? Or what do you think has to happen for it to be a good day for Tia Gold?
Whoa. Why is that so hard? What signifies a good day? I think when I can, one thing that I've kind of, I guess, learned to be proud of. So, you naturally, everybody's not going to be happy 24/7. We just don't wake up happy all the time. Like, I'm kind of like a bubbly person, but I'm not happy all the time. I'm human.
Happiness is, things have to be happening for you to be happy.
Yes, but peace, though.
Peace is the indicator that you should search.
I think when I can, like, at the end of the day, and I can reflect and be like, man, work was hard, or this was hard, or I got into it over here, or whatever the case may be. or you know what I'm saying, or like something like when there's no. I love the days where there's no like destructing my peace at all, like regardless of like how hectic my schedule might have been or whatever the case may be. For me, that's a really, really good day when I was like, I remain peaceful throughout all, throughout all this. Like, even if there was times where I was frustrated, like, I was able to, like, kind of chill out and be like, you just still hold on to your peace. So that makes a good day for me.
Okay.
What else makes a good day? I love
What's something routine that you wake up and do every day?
Every day.
Like, does not matter.
I would love to say that I wake up and I'm able to spend time with Lord every day. There was one time where I committed to that and was really good at it. I haven't been so good at it lately. So I can't even say I haven't been as good at it as I'd like to be. That's an area of growth. So definitely having like a conversation with my daughter about anything. Like, because that's like my talking to her. So like, but actually talking to her. So now with her being 8, she has like this little personality and she has stuff that goes on at school. And she comes, she has social stuff, like actual social stuff. And it's hilarious. And I'm like, okay.
Like you're only 8.
Yeah. I'm like, bruh. Like, when she's like, and my friend, so we thought, so like having girl, like, just like girl talk with her. That's a good day for me also. Like, that's something that I try to be routine because like also you can get so caught up in work. Okay, we gotta get home, you gotta take a bath, you gotta eat, you gotta do your homework, you gotta
important part.
You can miss that. So if we squeeze that in, and I'm like, all right, me and Buggy were able to have a conversation. That's I'm
like that with my wife.
Yeah, like that's
I get to a point where I'm doing 50 million things and forget to ask her, hey, how are you doing? And really listen to her.
Yeah. So especially as parents, we could be just like, oh god, like whatever.
Because life doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Life doesn't stop, and they don't care that you don't feel like it.
They don't.
Well, according to your accounting, your balance.
Yeah, right. Right. You're like, wow. So
yeah, I feel that.
I think that's it. Like, if I could have like a really, like, if I have those days where I felt like my peace is overcame every single thing that I dealt with, and when I have days where every day I try and have like a conversation with her, and of course you talk to them every day, but like a conversation. Yeah. I think that might be it. Is there a third thing? I don't know if there's a third thing. I have to think about that.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's
cool.
Really
ask me that.
That's cool. I'm the type of person where I try to pick everybody's brain.
Yeah.
And just kind of see where they are.
So now I gotta go back and be like, what are 3 things?
It's cool. I'll add it to the intro and the bio. This is her third thing.
This is her third thing. She came up with it. She found it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing you asked was...
talk about your current projects. Because we talked about being ourselves and different aspects overall throughout the conversation, but talk about current projects or future aspirations. You already said you dropped your EP.
I just put the EP out, so I just
it's on every digital platform.
Yeah, every digital platform. So Pandora, Spotify, Tidal.
And you've been getting good feedback from it, right? I have been listening to like your singles and your snippets, and I was like, whoa.
No, thank you. No, I actually just did an interview with the Chronicle, with the Houston Chronicle, so I'm excited about that. Yeah. So I'm supposed to be doing a Facebook Live in their office of an acoustic performance like within the next couple of weeks. So I'm excited about that. I just put the EP out.
You got a feature on the radio too, huh?
Yeah, well, on the online, but the radio stations here, like 97.9 Box and 102.1. I posted it on their music, like the online content. Yes, so that was exciting. I definitely just want to go ahead and focus on putting more content out. So I want to work on more videos in the next couple of months for some of the songs that are on the EP. And I chilled out on performing for a little while because, like I said, you can run in circles, and I really try and decipher what's a beneficial performance versus just what's a performance. So I'll probably start performing again soon, but really just more so focused on the content.
Yeah, that makes sense. What was I gonna say? I guess that's pretty much it. Do you have shout outs you want to do?
Hey mom. No,
you won't lie. My goal is to really do my own TikTok, and I believe I will. So Hey, do you think? Because I'm gonna go back and listen to it and be like, wow, that's where I started.
There you go. Exactly. What do we say? Recognizing like the small steps in this.
I don't know if I'll do a book, but I mean, if a book is in the working,
it's in you. Don't fight it.
I don't write and read, so.
Okay. Well, an audio book. I love
maybe an audio book. We'll see.
But yeah.
Shout outs. Give you shout outs.
I'll let Layden hear this. Hey, Layden, that's my daughter.
Okay.
I don't really. My mom and my daughter. Yeah. those my people. That's right. I'll be hanging with. Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Source Band. I didn't really talk about them. The Source Band. The contemporary Christian band that I sing with.
I know you guys are making strides.
Yeah, I love
really
them.
Light up.
Those are some people like to really like you were saying, the people that were around you that were.
Hopefully, I'll get a chance to sit down and talk to the whole group.
Yeah, that'd be funny. It would, but I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna sound like.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine.
Because everybody has like ADD.
But see, I mean, it's needed because, like I said, talking about what you're supposed to be doing is not the conversation. Conversation is you can do whatever you want if you fake it, and you fake it long enough, it'll eventually manifest.
But
itself.
What you gonna feel like in the midst of faking
in manifesting itself, it does not. What does it do?
Yeah.
Because then you be
successful
and travel the world and blow your brains out.
And it happens.
Oh no, we've seen it.
Yeah, it happens.
Or you have a mental breakdown. Like it's like does not bring that inner peace and fulfillment.
Yeah. So
that's a conversation. So yeah, but I appreciate you coming by.
Thank you for having me.
It was a good conversation. I picked up some things that I'm gonna go home and reflect on and apply because that's always the intention. Thank you guys for listening. It was a lengthy conversation, but needed, very needed. We're gonna have to do a self-check. Time is permitting though, so appreciate it. Stay tuned, guys. Remember the website is up. I'll let you know when you guys can start scouring the website and when apparel will drop. Thank you for your continued support. Be on the lookout for our YouTube page. I'm telling you these things because they're happening. We're just working on technical things, but all that stuff is coming up, so be on the lookout for that.
Awesome.
And, all right, guys.
Follow me at DT Gold.
I was gonna put all your information in our bio so they'll be able to check it out. Okay. So yeah, guys, that's it. Episode 10. I said 9, but it's episode
it's 10. Look at that.
It's a wrap. All right, bye.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.